Hi there guys, welcome to today's Captain's Blog. It is 10:43 hours on Saturday, September 7th, 2013, and wow. You're in people clothes.
That's correct.
It's kind of freaking out.
I have a life. Outside of this car.
I don't even know what that's like. I can't imagine it. So how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah? So
yeah.
you gotta tell people the story.
Story.
See, I got a present for you here.
Okay, I got a gift for you too.
Yeah? What you got?
It's in the trunk of my car.
Can I see it?
Yeah, Doogie, you'll appreciate this too.
Last time you brought me a present in the trunk of your car, it was that dead hooker. So I'm kind of excited.
But it was quiet. You know, like eerie quiet just before they pee on you.
Yeah.
But it's okay to kill a hooker because they're already dead inside.
Right. Oh God! You drive a Buick?
Yeah, I drive a Buick.
Really?
All right. Got an idea what that is? Yes.
I got a lot of ideas what that is.
That's an intake manifold blank. Hang on to it. It's magnesium.
Oh my God.
That's a pure chunk of magnesium.
Oh my God.
Look how thick that is. You know how much stuff you can blow up with
That's
all
a
that
3/4 inch thick chunk of magnesium.
That for like...
That is one hell of a Class D bonfire you got there.
Is that for methanol or? Actually, I used to work at a race engine shop, and this here was machined wrong, and it was thrown away. And I was always going to make drag bike parts out of this.
Oh, that's sexy.
Well, the drag bike's on the back burner now, and has been for 10 years plus, and this has just been sitting around. And I seen you were blowing up a lot of magnesium, and I said, you know what? I've got just the thing for you.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, thank you.
That's my gift.
Hi, puppy. So come on inside, and you gotta tell them the story about you and little race cars.
Okay.
Because it's kind of cool.
Oh, if we feed this plasma TV to Thumper, I'll clean up the mess.
Yeah?
I was talking to Aussie 50 last night.
Yeah?
He told me how to wire up the X and Y sustain stuff, so it'll actually short across the internals of the pan.
Okay. Do we have a junk plasma TV? Do that too?
Yeah, it's sitting over there. That was the one from the boardroom.
Get it ready.
Okay.
Okay. So,
right.
before you show them, tell them.
All right. Long time ago.
Whoa. What is that?
I don't know. It's just sitting there.
Doogie.
Well,
Was estás?
I'm going to be using these buttons in this car. It's a push button.
Yeah.
A 0.96 inch full color OLED screen in the middle.
Where do I get those?
Mauser. You see them in slot machines too.
How much?
They're like $50 a piece.
I want some for my car.
Okay. They even have a rocker switch. NKK makes a rocker switch where it's obviously a rocker. It's also a push button.
Okay.
And it has a small black and white OLED screen in the center.
Now how do you drive the screen?
SPI.
Okay. So one computer can drive as many of these as you need, no problem.
Yeah, like a Raspberry Pi, you know, something ARM powered.
Okay.
And it'll do movies and stuff too.
I don't need movies and stuff, but
No,
wow.
but imagine for HVAC controls. Or what I was going to do was a row of 4 switches, and because they're screens, the whole thing can be dynamic as far as what it does.
Yeah, it can change.
Yeah, so it's like HVAC, and then the far right button you like hit, you know, up or down, and then you have windows, and then you have, you know, taillight controls, or you can set up your instrument cluster, or if you have a custom ECU, you can maybe adjust a little bit.
Okay, so we'll do a whole, that's going to be a whole video thing, but you have to tell them your story of Iskar Rick and Pinewood Derbies.
All right, long time ago, when my oldest, who's now 23, was 8, we did Boy Scouts, because I did Boy Scouts 30 years prior to that, and it was a lot of fun. So Halloween comes and they have the pumpkin carving contest. You know, so, you know, the kids are supposed to carve the pumpkins. So we go down and I get a 10-inch diameter pumpkin or so. And the only thing I really did to it was cut the top out of it. I had him spoon it out, and then we took paper and he drew all the different faces. We used half a ream of paper, drawing all the different faces. We used pins and put it on there, and he drew it all out. We got those little orange pumpkin carving things. And he carves out this beautiful little pumpkin, you know? And he did a nice job. He's a kid, you know? So he's all proud and carries it into the school, into the gym, you know, for our Cub Scout meeting. And he sets it on the table, and I start looking at all these pumpkins. You know, and there's one that's 3 pumpkins tall, and there's a witch carved in the whole thing. It's beautiful. And I go to the scoutmaster. I says, "You're going to tell me an 11-year-old did this?" And he goes, "Well, the parents like to help." I said, "Like to help?" I said, "What did the kid do? He didn't do anything." So, you know, my kid doesn't get anything. He's a little bit bummed. And then Thanksgiving comes, and they do a thing with potatoes and marshmallows, and somebody uses a whole bag, create, you know. I said, "Forget this. We're not doing that." And then Christmas time, you make a Christmas tree ornament. You know, they're gorgeous. You know, this is Hollywood stuff. We didn't do anything. But they passed out Pinewood Derbies, because we're going to have a Pinewood Derby thing. And this is back when I was racing full-time, and I worked in a race shop. And I said, "Oh, we're going racing. Oh, payback. You want the parents to help?" So I went down to the local Dunham's or whatever it was, and I bought every Pinewood Derby they had on the shelf. I took all the nails, I took them over to AOK centerless granite, and I had them all centerless ground within 1/10,000th of an inch. It cost me $200. I built fixtures for the wheels, and I true DODs. I bored the IDs. I bought a gram scale so I could go and lighten up, because rotating weight is that 4 times of dead weight. I bought a vial of 300 grit diamond powder and an $80 Dremel, and my kid sat there with a cotton ball creating a negative micro on these axle shafts. And a good friend of mine was friends with a maintenance guy for Detroit Dragway. It's wintertime. Crondoc makes the timing system. Well, a few phone calls and a favor and a case of beer, I borrowed Detroit Dragway's Crondoc timing system and set up Hot Wheel track in my basement, down the stairs across the basement, and I had a 60-foot worth of track. We were timing this stuff within 1/10,000th of a second. I had a test mule, we put weight on it, and moving the weight around, found the most optimum thing, and then we built the car. And I was at work, and I had you know, my block of wood, and one of the engineers from GM is in. And he looks and he goes, "Is that Pinewood Derby?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "I got something for you. I'll be back in 2 days." He comes back, this is back in the 90s. He hands me a floppy, you know, a 3.5 inch. And he says, "This is a wireframe of what General Motors deemed the best aerodynamic shape for a car." Totally impractical. You could never get in or out of it. It's just the shape that they deemed would be perfect. I said, "All right." So we went into the CAD room and we shrunk it down to fit it within this piece of wood, set it up on the trunnion and a vise on a 5-axis, $400,000 CNC machine, used 1/4-inch ball nils, and proceeded to shape the OD of this thing, of the outside shape. Plugged it all together, then I went testing. We went to other Boy Scout things, you know, with guys that I worked with, test, we got it. So we go to the school, and it's not even close. We dominate the school. Then we go to the, you know, the citywide one, and once again, not even close, dominate. So then we go to the county, we win that, and then there's southeastern Michigan. There's 400 cars. The cars go in the night before, they have to be quarantined, checked in 5 ounces, blah, blah, blah. They have a track that's 6 wide on wooden pins, and we made 40 passes that day, 40 times down the track. Well, if you come in first, you get 1 point. If you come in last, you get 6 points. So they drop 6 cars, tally them up, drop 6 more cars, and this is from 11 o'clock in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon. Boom, boom, round after round. They got the big wiper board and they're around all this stuff. Well, at the end of the day, I had 40 points. Our closest competitor was about 18 inches at the end of the track.
Wow.
So the Scoutmaster's standing there. My boy, who's 8 years old, has got a trophy just as tall as he is. The only thing he really picked out was the color, because he wanted to look like grandma's kitchen table, which was wood with varnish on it. I bought a Pache airbrush and put coats of clear lacquer on it, and it got all gummed up. It was a $100 brush. I threw it away when it was done. This was all about the win. So the Scoutmaster comes to the end, and he says, "Wow, you know, that was really cool." I says, "No, it wasn't, because I did all the work, because parents like to help." I says, "Either you change the rules and, you know, let the kids start doing the work, or you will never win another Pinewood Derby as long as this one and the next one coming," because I had one that's 3 years younger, you know, "do their own work. I'm going to win everything. You might as well, you guys can battle for 3rd place." And he said, "Yeah, I think we should." So, yeah, that's the story. And it needs to be about the kids. It's not the parents, it's the kids. So I taught them all a lesson, and then they changed the rules. Parents aren't allowed to help, and they gave them their own class. You build your own car if you want to race, fine. Let the kids build their own. And they went back to being blocks of wood with paint on the wheels and splatter and you know, chunks of wood. You know, not shaped, not anything, carved out with a file, like it should be. You know, and it was a lot more fun.
Because the process matters.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, yes. You know, and you can help them, you can tell them, but they have to do it. They have to learn with their hands. They have to think with their minds. And you can tell them everything you want. But until they do it from themselves, they haven't learned. So this weekend there's a big Pinewood Derby thing going over here at the ski lodge.
Yeah.
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 So I'm going over to compete as an adult with the car that I built. So
show them this
is my
race
car.
rocket you got here. Jesus
All right.
God.
Oh my God.
That is so cool.
Right. So this is the shape. This here's pure lead. I made a mold and poured this because it weighed 5 ounces. The rules say 8. So I made this. This is pure lead, and I poured this in a mold, and now it weighs 8 ounces. So
That is
the
supremely
bottom side
badass.
is all filled in full of weight, and you know it leaves off the pin. And the pin's here, so you shape the front end so you can get the head start. You know, and then right, and then if you notice on the inside of this, the wheels, I hollowed all the wheels. You wouldn't believe the fixturing and everything I went into these.
Oh God.
You know, so yeah, that's it. Now I bought a model, a plastic model, so I could get all the stickers. Right. Took the stickers off, threw the car away, they put them all on there and everything. And the company I worked for was called K-Tech. It still is.
Oh well. See?
Yeah, and that was, you know, they built the motors for the 24-hour endurance Trans Ams, Pikes Peak, right? You know, it's all endurance motor stuff is what they do. So I bought that, and I worked at K-Tech at the time, so that went on there, and then coats and coats and coats of clear lacquer.
Now here's the other side of the story. The Pinewood Derby is being held out at Cannonsburg by a private group. They originally came to the Geek Group to have us build their track. And we don't build things for people. You can come here and be a member and use our shop and build whatever the hell you want, but we don't build things for people. So we declined because we have the lab going on, we have a ton of stuff to do, I don't have time to do a thing for another company. What they did is they went to the rival hackerspace in town who jumped on it. And we don't really like the rival hackerspace in town because they're kind of douchey. They charge $200 a month for a fraction of what we do for $40 a month, and we just don't really like them very much. So when I found out that Rick was going in this, and that Rick is going to beat the living shit out of everybody,
I hope.
I have no doubt
I don't trash
at all.
talk.
I have no doubt on this one.
No, I don't.
I mean, knowing you, that car is probably like within a micron or two.
Oh, it's perfect because he's Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's the
exactly.
best.
So-
it's the best I could do with the equipment of my ability and the equipment that I could muster. You know, so
Which was only, secret engineering drawings for GM and a $400,000 CNC machine and months of work and making castings.
but it was
and,
the best that I could do.
Okay,
I'm sure there's
well-
somebody out there who's smarter, quicker, better, faster.
Oh, there is.
There's
There
always somebody
absolutely
faster.
is. But not in this town. So I'm not
we'll
worried
see.
about that. So what's going to happen is, and this is cool because I can talk about all this now because you won't see this until tonight when it'll all be over by then. So you got to come back after. But
Yeah, I want to know how you did.
the plan is Rick's taking his car and he's going to go intern. They're going to do tech and all that. And after he does the tech inspection, he's going to put this on. Because Rick is very much one of us, and we had that special made for you.
Oh yes. Are you kidding? Oh, you can put ISCAR
Yeah, we
Rick on it.
put ISCAR Rick for the name.
Oh yes.
And then over here we have the Geek Group Racing Team. And Aaron did this. Aaron did
Dude,
it all
you
up.
are awesome.
He designed the logo and everything, so I'd like to point out that you are the entirety of the Geek Group Racing Team,
Yep,
but
yeah.
we have an
now.
official
Wait,
Geek Group
wait.
Racing. We might let him on.
Oh my gosh,
Maybe.
yes. Are you
Yeah,
kidding?
okay.
It'd be an
We'll
honor to
get
work
him
with
on.
him.
So yeah, that's the plan. And if you're in town, I don't know how late you're in town tonight, but it's Saturday night. He went out last night meeting all the car guys in town.
Yeah.
You are welcome to come on this tonight if you want,
sure.
because it's local.
Sure.
Sit in a parking lot,
Yeah.
put the hood up, bullshit for a few hours.
Yeah.
Let's take
Does
some of the
anybody
cars out. and-
flag anything? And
There might, maybe, if you, yeah.
You gotta check out his spam.
I did.
Oh, you did already?
So
Yeah.
yeah, you'll like that.
Take
but
it for a ride if you want.
Okay.
but yeah, so that's the plan. We're gonna go and do the best we can and beat the living shit out of the little weenie hackerspace. So yeah,
I don't know. Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
All right.
And really, I don't care how you do in the race. Just at the end of it, you're totally allowed to beat up anybody with like a GR Maker shirt on.
Well, I really want the trophy. I'm going to win. I didn't drive 2.5 hours over here to come in third.
Okay.
Right? I came here to win. If I do win,
you're a slightly competitive individual.
Just a skosh. So, that's. Well, we'll see what happnes.
Okay.
If things go well, then great.
No woman's safe when you're wearing those shorts.
Hey,
man,
I'm comfy.
You're freaking me out.
What?
Because I've known you for years, and I always see you in
up trust the tire. I am human.
it's a thing.
I sleep.
I've seen you in other things.
Yeah.
I mean, there was the picture of you online with the vest.
Vest.
With
yeah.
the cross.
Yeah. Well, I went skiing again, and I cracked 2 ribs here. So taking a deep breath and coughing and sleeping is an issue.
Okay.
So yeah.
You'll heal. You're a rugged man.
It's like
skiing in summer.
Huh?
Skiing in summer.
Water skiing.
Water skiing.
On water. They do that. And when you go water skiing in Detroit, you're jumping like junk cars.
No, we were in Lake St.
Dead bodies and okay. Well, that's so
it's
much.
north of that.
He's hanging out downriver, down by like Wyandotte. That's where Rick goes water skiing because you don't need to buy jumps. You can just jump the junk cars and the 55-gallon drums floating out there.
Yeah, with the toxic.
He's got a beautiful resort home out on Zug Island. It's quite lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he keeps his beachfront house.
Yeah.
Zug Island.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Munsters house. Yeah.
Nice.
So.
What was the address of the Addams family?
Addams family?
What was the Addams family's address?
I don't know, but the Munsters was
13
No, that was the
Mockingbird Lane.
Munsters.
No, it's the Addams family. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
no,
it's the Munsters.
Sorry, I'm old. I know, yeah, you are old.
Right.
You remember when color wasn't invented yet.
That's correct.
I
remember the first microwave oven. My grandma had one. We put an egg in it because we didn't know any better. All night, we put stuff in the microwave, and we were up till like 2 o'clock in the morning nuking stuff. That was about 9 years old. We just kept putting stuff in the microwave, cooking everything. We cooked apples, we cooked everything. Whatever we made, we had to eat. So Grandma was just emptying the pantry.
It's science, man.
Right? It was.
No, I did. I had to talk at a meeting, like a city council meeting, a million years ago, back like 2004, and I didn't live in the township.
Okay.
And everybody, the first thing you do when you stand up is like, "Hi, I'm Chris Boden. I live at 55 Mill Street or whatever." And I didn't have an address in the thing, so I went up there and I was like, "Hi, I'm Chris Boden. I live at 1313 Mockingbird Lane." And like 2 people up on the panel just start giggling because they got it.
Right.
And nobody else in the room, but they're like,
yeah.
So I think that is the Munsters.
It is the Munsters.
What was the Addams family?
I don't think they had.
I used to know stupid shit like that, and
it fills your brain full of stuff where the important stuff leaks out. It's like trying to put a gallon's worth of information in a shot glass sized brain.
I grew up with the internet, man. I wake up every morning to things like mindless trivia and facts.
The interweb
stuff.
Thing?
Yeah,
I found out that's on computers now.
It is.
It's on computers.
Computers, hell, it's on phones, man.
It's wild.
Phones. Yeah. We're gonna go to work. We'll be back. Channels that are just for various blogs, and we shoot that for the captain's blog, and that's how we do this. Mark! Hi there guys, I'm Chris Boden. Welcome to today's Captain's Blog. It's 9/7/2013, 12:50 hours. And it's time for viewer mail here. So welcome to viewer mail, guys. We opened up the big red viewer mail mailbox. This is our red mailbox of science. And the first thing we have is from Amazon. It's off the wish list. Probably, I don't know, it's got my name on it. So this tells me that somebody out there bought this on their own Amazon. Who bought it?
And is it appropriate for all ages?
That's what I'm wondering. How many people in the room are under big? Okay, we're fine. It's an inflatable cow, I swear to God. Who sent an inflatable cow? Alright, we'll be blowing this up in the blog later on. But we have... I grew up on a dairy farm, so it's a running joke. Next piece of viewer mail, and last, we only have 2. This is heavy. This is from K. Benj in Wasilla, Arkansas. AK's Arkansas or Alaska?
Alaska.
Are you sure? I thought Alaska was AK. Okay. It's AK.
Would that be
99654.
Mushi?
It might be. I don't know. Mushi, is this you? Oh, it's a book. Daniel Goleman, Emotional Intelligence. Really? I have no idea who sent it, but thank you, I guess. We get weird things, and this will go in the archives. So, and that's how it works. So whoever sent this, let me know. Thank you. And I want to know who sent the cow. Everybody on viewer mail saying got milk. Now, we had we got a piece of viewer mail in that I wanted to touch on. This is really cool. It's from a woman named Janice. I know that you and your husband are catching up on every blog right now, so watch this blog. I will reply to your email with a link to this blog when it goes public tomorrow. She wrote me in, she said, hey, well, she wrote into the main info email address. She said, hey, can you let Chris know that his rant about the guy's mom who smokes too much has affected me more than just that poor guy? I went out last Sunday and found a store nearby that sells e-cig components and got one for myself. Used it until Friday, yesterday, and then dragged my husband there to get him one. So please thank Chris for his speech last night, as I was thrilled to have been shown a way to stop smoking cigarettes and yet not turn into a raging bitch for a month. If you can't tell, I've tried quitting before with bad results. One question really fast, if he has a chance or if someone else knows, where do you get your e-juice from now? We're still in the middle of catching up on the videos, so we haven't managed to catch the name of the latest source. We've seen most, if not all, the videos dedicated to blowing stuff up, burning it, or breaking it down to parade rest, itty bitty pieces. Cool reference, by the way. And husband's watching all them old to new and everything. They tried Juice Blasters, which doesn't exist anymore, and other places. Here's where you want to go to get your e-juice. There's two places. They both ship anywhere in the world. This is American-made e-juice, and it's the absolute best you're going to get. Okay. First off, check out Kalamazoo Vape Shop. The link is in the description to this video. Also, check out Mr. E-Juice. They're really good. Both those are in Grand Rapids. There's a third one that I recommend highly called Obsidian. Absolutely amazing stuff. He's out of Denver. Really cool guy, Jason Manley. His shipping takes a while, but it's worth the wait. He makes incredibly good juice. But those three will get you anything you want. They have thousands of flavors between them, and they'll even do custom stuff if you ask nice. So check out on that. And good luck with quitting smoking. Congratulations, and get your husband to listen, because damn it, it's a better place. I quit smoking Camels after 20 years. You do not have to have a big giant Provari to quit smoking, but you know, I have to compensate. You guys have fun. That's it for now. That's it for Viewer Mail. We'll be back after this. Buy a quarter!
We build awesome. It's not because we like showing off, though we do, and it's not because when science says, here's how the world works, we answer, great, now watch us bend it to our fucking will, though we definitely do that. No, we build awesome because we want to share the exhilaration we feel when we prove nature wrong, when we make something that shouldn't happen, or that can't happen, or that can happen but not whenever we please happen, goddammit. We want to spread the ability to take what the world gives you and turn it into something unexpected. We want to get people who would ordinarily be just bored or disinterested in math, science, and engineering to feel that spark. And we'll use irresponsibly loud noises and automaton-made handcrafts and musical fire and death rays and tiny stars and giant Newton's cradles and lightning machines and motherfucking robots to do it, because we can. You might not have the resources we do, but you can still get the people in your life excited about science. You want a tangible, recognizable, and it's worth mentioning easy-to-transport example of how humans can dictate the way our world works? Done. Solved. Shrunken coins. For instance, we take a US $quarter, coil copper wire around it, load it into our high-energy physics laboratory's impulse generator, and for just an instant dump frankly insane current through that coil, producing such powerful magnetic fields that the quarter compresses in on itself, to the size of a dime, yet retains all of its surface features. And it comes in an educational packet explaining the science behind it. Not that you'll need that, since you'll want to carry that thunderbolt in your pocket. Available at thegeekgroup.org, now for only $10.
Time is 16:08 hours. Amy and Max are painting. So fill them in, what's going on?
This is gray. The bottom's going to be blue.
You are really no help at all.
It looks kind of like a castle right now.
It does.
Batman so
It does.
probably pointed
It
out.
has that castle vibe. I dig it because, you know, it's a boardroom. That's acceptable.
Hey, and the blue underneath will be like a castle with a moat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then we get to do colors.
Yep.
Do you know about the colors?
Yeah,
Okay.
random color. I'm bad with random.
Okay.
I kind of need random repeating.
Okay. I trust you.
Like if I had a pattern to start with, and then I could just repeat that. Random.
That defeats the point of the random.
Okay, yeah. So somebody needs
I'll
to
help you
like-
with some random.
Yeah.
We'll just lay
I'm
out.
afraid.
We'll lay out all the colors on the table, and then I'll make a little dot on various squares of that color, and then you just paint the square of that color. So I'll design the random. Because me,
Okay.
I'm good at chaos.
Yeah, because I'm not, and I would be too afraid that I'd have like two of the same color too close together, and it'd be distracting. So.
See, I might make you design an algorithm for the rules for the random.
The random rules. I need rules for the random.
Hey, sync it up.
You know that no matter what we do, they won't be truly random, right? Because true random is just about impossible.
Sync it up to the digits of
People
pi.
spend
Pretty much as soon as
lots
you
of
make
money
the decision,
designing a
it's
way
not
to make
random.
something random.
Right. It's only random when there's something else makes the decision for you.
Even then it's really hard. There's people that use things like the time and temperature as seeds for random and stuff like that, like the decay of an atom, all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of people that do serious work in designing something to be truly random. It's used heavily in cryptography and stuff like that.
It's a difficult concept.
How long have you just been pointing that camera at me?
A while.
Okay then.
I don't know. How long you been hanging out here?
Since 1 o'clock?
No, I mean like in total.
Mid-March, I think.
Okay, so, about 6 months now.
I'm getting kind of that weird looming vibe from you again.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just when you point it at me and don't say anything.
It's not just that I'm pointing a camera at you, it's that there's 1,000 people watching you paint right now and judging you and commenting on that.
Thank you for reminding me of that.
You should just be aware of that.
Don't judge me!
Not to mention the 100 people in the live stream who are watching you right now as we edit this.
Wait, what?
Well, when I edit this, I do it on the live stream. I do it live. They actually see the edit. So that's another 100 people that are judging you.
Maybe they'll help me find my long-lost sister, Lon.
They might.
What do you think this thermal pad weighs?
Oh, shit. That's not a thermal pad. That's mechanical silicone.
Came out of that plasma.
What?
That plasma TV.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a thermal pad?
I would assume so. Or for vibration dampening.
I'm saving that.
That was on the back side
Are there
of this.
more of them in there?
I will save them if they're
Save all that you can. Clean them off, put them in baggies, make sure they're dry or it will grow all kinds of fun things.
It didn't get wet, that's just the normal.
No, but when you clean it.
Oh, got you. Damn it, now I dropped it on the floor.
Yeah, you can't drop it on the floor. Doogie hangs out in here. Also Max, and he's pretty furry.
Only on the lower half.
Yeah, there's no pepper here on this surprising. Oh,
That's a pepper hair. That's cool, man.
you could whip it real hard with this. Damn.
Hey, what you do on your Saturday nights is your thing. That's all you. Rick! Good job, sir.
Thank you. Oh, easy on the rib.
Oh yeah, you're delicate.
Yep, the delicate.
That's quite the shirt you're sporting there.
Yeah. So, here we are.
The trophy.
That's your trophy?
That's the trophy. And here's my memorial jug thing. So,
Kick ass. So you won
I won.
out of how many cars?
64, I think.
Okay, and this was the adult
This
thing.
is the adult,
this was specifically
all grown-ups. These
adults.
are all grown-ups.
Okay.
You know,
You weren't
so
beating on kids
I
or
was
anything.
not beating on kids this time.
Okay, they had a totally separate kids class.
Yep, and the kids were great, and there was a lot of creativity, a lot of really cools. There was an Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. There was a Viagra pill. I mean, there was a lot of cool stuff.
Okay.
You know, and they took everybody made 2 passes. And my first pass was inside lane. It was real fast. It was downstate on the track, and the track was bumpy. It's 330 feet long. You know?
Okay.
And the track's bumpy, and it was more of a survival thing than it was speed. If you could stay on the lane and not bounce out, you'd be fine. And I was in the inside lane, then they swapped lanes, and then I bounced out, and I was upside down. And so, you know, that time doesn't count. So that 1 pass was good enough to make me one of the fast 8. So then they did a round robin, and I needed 3 to win. So they lined up the first, you know, they paired them up, and I flat out beat the first guy. You know, the second guy, he was a tad faster. I was standing about the 200-foot mark. It was 330 feet long.
Okay.
And he was in front of me, but he bounced out of control, and I went on for the win. So that put me in the final. So I'm in the final. The guy had a green car, kind of looked like a soapbox derby. A good car, and it was fast. And he was ahead of me by a solid 8 feet with a 200-foot. He had me. But the car wasn't consistent. The rear wheel came off. He bounced, jumped over 2 lanes. I T-boned him. It broke off my fin. I never came out of the lane and went on for the win.
So you lost a fin.
I lost
today.
a fin. The fin's in my pocket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. So that was the inaugural event, apparently. And there's my fin. I casted that out of lead.
Oh, wow.
I made a fin, put it in clay, then baked the clay, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You know. And then bondoed it all up, and that's, you know, and that was I needed to add 3 ounces to a 5-ounce car, almost double its weight. And I was underweight, so we put a washer on the bottom. And I was number 43. So, yep. So, I want to thank the Geek Group, you know, for believing in me when nobody else would. You know? And,
so you must have made some friends there today.
No, I didn't make some friends. I was recognized as Iskar Rick. I actually got recognized because of the Grip Smart.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what got it?
That's what the guy said, what's that thing? I said, oh, this is the Grip Smart and everything. And the one guy started talking, that was invented by Iskar Rick, friend of the Geek Group. You know, and he's just talking away, and he's not looking at me. You know, and so somewhere along the line, this guy, you know, I'm world famous around here, I guess. And so they started talking, and then you seen all the people that were associated with this all talking under their breath. They're like, that's, you know, and then they're pointing, and it's like, wow, am I sticking out here? You know? And so I was a loner. And so when they called for the final 8, I said, sweet, I'm putting my shirt on.
Oh, man.
I put my shirt on and everything, and then the one guy that runs the other, what's the other one thing?
Yeah.
Whatever his name is. He came over and Steve took me over. He said, you need to meet this guy. You know, come over here and talk. And he was sucking up to me like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh, well. You know, I work with the Geek Group. So.
Well, we're glad to have you, sir.
Yep. And they definitely, so now I got to come up with something better for next year. I wonder if I could build suspension, like independent front and rear suspension.
Well, if only you knew a guy who was kind of into radio control cars. Or knew a thing about, you know, radio control car wheels and their suspension systems and stuff.
Yeah,
maybe you could find a guy who
that'd be nice. Yeah. Anybody out there can help?
I know a company, SPI Racing.
That's the wheels. That doesn't do any good.
Well, maybe they can get into suspension.
No, I know what I want to do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got plans? I don't know if it's legal.
Well, you got to find out for the rules.
Well, if the rules don't say that I can't, that means I can. That's what it is. In the IDBA, International Drag Bike Association, these are what you can't do. Those are the rules. You can't do this, you can't do that. If it doesn't say you can't, that means you can. It's creative interpretation of the rules.
Okay.
You didn't tell me I couldn't do this. Well,
as long as it's legal.
Yeah, next time, then we'll make it illegal next time.
Well, let's see how the rules change from this year to next.
Instead of wheels, just make it bearings.
Yeah, you can't. No, there's nothing to these things.
Yeah,
they spin pretty well.
How do you do that and have it like? I would want that to not be tight enough to bind, but be tight enough where it doesn't wobble.
The nail goes all the way in.
Okay.
You hold the nail. I can push the nail all the way in, and so the wheel doesn't spin. And then I go like this and go. That's it.
Wow.
I learned how to run a machine shop.
Set up an enterprise level server.
Program 9-foot robots.
Make lightning.
Edit video.
I'm building a radio station.
Light bulb terrarium.
A high-performance electric car.
I'm a CNC geek.
Computer geek.
Robot geek.
Physics geek.
AV geek.
I'm a radio geek.
Craft geek.
Car buff.
No matter what kind of geek you are, we've got a place for you here at the Geek Group. Come join us. We build awesome.